Hi everyone, happy Earth Day. What a beautiful day to be outside today, just hearing the birds chirping and feeling the wind blow and taking in that oxygen that all those trees and plants and things that are growing and getting green now are giving off for us. So I'm going to read two stories today. The first one is called It's Earth Day by Mercer Mayer. It's Earth Day. Love the wind blowing the pages. Let's see, I'll do it a little this way. There we go. Today we learned all about Earth Day. It is a special day. It is when we celebrate our planet. We watched a movie about the Earth's climate. Climate is how hot or cold it usually is outside. The Earth is getting hotter and the ice at the North Pole is melting. That's where the polar bears live. Yikes! I have to help slow down the melting. And always, of course, Mercer Mayer always puts a mouse and a spider on every page. You might be able to find this one even on YouTube, and it might read it for you. Dad, I asked, what can we do to stop the ice from melting? Let's find out, he said. It turns out that the energy we use doing everyday things like driving cars and watching TV is making the earth warmer. We have to save energy, I said. I turned off the computer and all the lights as fast as I could to save energy. Be careful, Dad, I said. The next morning, when little sister was brushing her teeth, I turned the faucet off. Saving water helps the polar bears, I said. I didn't want to take the school bus the next morning, but Mom said the bus saves energy because all the moms and dads don't have to drive their cars. Oh, good thinking, Mom. He rides bus 17, like some of you. After school, my friends and I collected cans, bottles, and newspapers and then took them to the recycling center. We put the money we earned in a big jar to give to the Critterville charity called We Love Polar Bears. Be cool. Lots of recycling things there. I think I would like that place. The next day was Earth Day. Our whole class went to the park to plant trees. Trees are good for the earth. They help suck up bad stuff in the air. It was hard work. Come on, guys, I said. Do it for the earth and for the polar bears. Our teacher thought I should dig smaller holes. We made signs that said, reduce, reuse, recycle. And sometimes you will see that in the shape of a triangle. There's 3 arrows that go around that stand for reduce, reuse, and recycle. Then we put the signs up everywhere to remind everyone how they can help too. They could also use both sides of the paper. That night I couldn't sleep, so I went to the kitchen for a snack. Then I saw a little sign that said, Climate Control. That's it, I yelled. I know how to save the polar bears. I have to change the climate. The next morning I got right to work. I made a list just like Mom would do. Next, I drew up the plans, just like Dad. Little sister helped collect everything on the list. The most important thing was ice. We needed lots and lots of ice. I put all the parts together. What is it? Mom asked. It's a climate control machine, I answered. It will cool down the earth and save the polar bears. How does it work? Asked Mom. Well, I said, the fan blows air over the ice and makes the Earth's air cooler and keeps the ice at the North Pole from melting. And that will help save the polar bears. Hard out here with the wind blowing. I put a thermometer on top. I waited for the climate control climate control machine to start working. But my ice kept melting, so I had to borrow ice from everyone in the neighborhood. I worked very hard all day long, but the temperature stayed the same. Finally, after it became dark, it got cooler. Hooray! But the next morning, the temperature went back up. The climate control machine doesn't work, I said. It will never save the polar bears. That's not true, said Dad. Because of what we learned, I turn off my computer at night. Little sister turns off the water when she brushes her teeth. And we all turn off the lights when we leave the room. Then Dad added, you and your friends collected bottles, cans, and newspapers to recycle. You also planted trees for clean, fresh air. That made me think. Wow, I said, we are all climate control machines because everything we do can help save the earth. And don't forget the polar bears. And boys and girls right around me, it was funny. I had my plastic bags to show you that I take to the grocery store to recycle, and the wind blew the whole bag away, so I will have to go retrieve those. But our community, Columbia, makes it pretty easy for us to recycle. They give us one container for trash and one container for recycling. Just make sure you don't put your plastic bags in the recycling, but you can put in your cans, your paper, your plastic. They don't like bottles anymore because the bottles sometimes break. So I have been taking them to the Monroe County Recycle Center that is in Waterloo. And you know, I've shown you before that I do keep kind of my kitchen scraps. Anything that comes out of the earth can go back into the earth and becomes wonderful dirt. Even in here I see one of Mr. Cogo's peanut shells that I had put in my compost pile. Peanut shells don't break down so well, but that's okay because they leave kind of space in the dirt for air and worms and bugs. The other thing that can go into compost are eggshells. Eggshells we know don't come out of the earth, but they can also go into the compost and again are very good for the soil because it allows for some space and air to go into the soil so it's not so hard and compact. So, you know I love recycling. Practically everything I have on today is recycled, either thrift store or my son or from my mom or the secondhand store in town or my husband's family. This one, a garage sale, just needed a new battery. Also, this chair that is next to me, let me move my computer a little, just an old chair, and I will plant a flower in it and use it as decoration. I made a little butterfly up here out of old metal scraps. This is one of my favorite things I stick in a pot. I bought this one, but somebody made a dragonfly out of silverware. You know, I like things with stories, and I have on my pins today to go green. Okay, ready for the second story. This is one of my favorites because it's written by a class of kindergartners, and it says, "Our class is going green." And it's written and illustrated by kindergarten students of the Oak Park Elementary School in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And it won the Kids Are Authors 2 award. So, our class is going green. And meet the authors. I think there's 19 kiddos in this class I counted, and there's 2 teachers in the background that helped them out creating this book. So, round of applause to them. Our class is going green. No, not the color green. Our class is learning how to be kind to the earth. To make our environment a better place, here are some ways we are going green. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And I love their pictures. Walk to school. Now, I know for some of you it's too far. And some days you could just park a little ways from school and then walk the last few blocks instead of riding in cars. Wear our clothes in layers instead of turning the thermostat up to keep warm. Take one napkin at lunch instead of a handful of napkins. Keep our classroom doors closed instead of letting the cold air in. Reuse old paper for class lessons and projects instead of using new paper. You've heard me say that many times. And use both sides. Turn the water off after we wash our hands instead of leaving the water running while we dry our hands. I love the colorful backgrounds. Help keep our playground clean instead of littering on the ground. Recycle our trash. There's that recycle symbol. Instead of throwing it away. Our class has learned how to make the world a better place. Now we are teaching everyone in our school to be green. Oh, I like this list at the back. It says, think of ways that you can take care of the environment and go green. And it even said this book was printed using recycled paper. Again, our class is going green. Written by kindergarten students in Oklahoma. So, thanks for tuning in today. Remember, anytime you donate anything or you buy at a garage sale, you too are going green. Have a great day.